Hey traders, Nick Shaheen here, looking at a quick lesson on levels. I've done these often, but every time I get a perfect example throughout the day, I just share it. Okay, so today I'm going to do it on a couple of different time frames. I'm looking at Apple short term. This is like 15-minute candles. This is today the 7th, January 7th, 2019. Good day in the market. Apple, not so much. It was down 1% most of the day. I think it closed up above that. Close to flat, maybe minus 0.2%. But okay, so what happened? The open was strong. Over the night, there was a poke higher in Apple, 149 and change. When they opened high, at the high of the day, in fact. They tried to get back to it a couple times and failed. So throughout the day, the S&P threatened to get to even higher highs. I mean, it closed nice and strong, but it had a couple of opportunities where markets wanted to rally, especially the Nasdaq, and Apple is in all of them. The S&P, the Nasdaq, and the Dow. So it is a big influence, and it was a big drag all day. Google was too, but Apple's the higher profile one. So what do? When do I chase it? Do I buy and hold and see what happens? No. So if I'm not long Apple and I'm looking to enter Apple and I see it coming up to here, this is not a place to enter long Apple or the incremental S&P. So if I was long already the S&P, which I was throughout the day, and I wanted to add or exit, this would be a place to either not add yet. If I wanted to add, I would want to see Apple move, because if it doesn't, it's going to continue to be a drag on the market. So today's point is know when to start long or adding long, know when to start chasing or when to not start chasing. Here, I don't start here. I want to see a close above, and sure enough, it was like clockwork. Boom, fail, boom, fail. And then the point of control was at some point was 148.35. So I posted a note on 138 while I was chatting with people, and I said, okay, so I'm looking for 138.35 at 9:17 in the morning, which was way here. And that's Apple. That was the first candle, and then the failure. So I wanted to see 148.35 taken out before I add, because that was the first inclination that, okay, they want to jump above it, and they couldn't. So when we were coming up here, I said, let me see what happens on 138.35. Boom. Look what happened. And this like in the afternoon. And this note was in the morning. So it failed at 148.39. So I missed it by 4 pennies. But nevertheless, it was the high, and they never took it out. So the S&P stuck to its gun. It still closed great day, but it would have had so much more in it. I'm glad it didn't. I don't like huge up days, and they easy come, easy go, as they say. Let it consolidate a little bit, let it have a drag or two, and hopefully we will have no headlines so we can continue on higher from here. But this is a quick level check. So again, the point of this video is I don't chase until I see the prior high taken out. I don't start. So if I came late to the party and I see it up here, that's not where I buy it. I want to see it cross over that 148, whatever level it is. The last failure level, I need to see it taken out. They tried all day. They couldn't. So does this is short term, 15 minutes, 15-minute candles. Does this work on higher time frames? Sure it does. So I'm going to switch to the S&P. Okay, so this is the SPY. I'm going to come out to 2 hours. Okay, so this is a 2-hour check, maybe even 4 hours. Yep, that'll work. So is this a time to start longs? Probably not. Why? Because I want to see what happens at the level where last time we were here. So this is the same chart. Now we're here. I look left to see what happened last time we were here. Giant accident. So if there was somebody stuck here, when we get back to here, they'll think about getting out. Oh, thank goodness, I'm whole again. Let me out. So this is not a place to start longs. In fact, it's a place to start trimming, and I did a little bit today. There is still upside to go, but it's not the place to where I would start long unless I have a specific reason to. I want to see what happens, and once they take it out, then I can add. But this happens all along. So the point is, same logic as before. I want to see what happens at the prior failure level, Apple. Again, I'm going to come back to 5-minute increments. This is what we started looking at. I want to see what happens last time they got here. So this is 15-minute increments. Sorry, that's even good. 5 minutes is what we started looking at. So this is the candle we were looking at towards the open. All day they failed. I wanted to see what they do above it. If I go to 5-minute increments, I can find probably several levels like that. So this is one here. And now the cluster. So this cluster here, they cleared this, kind of, and now they're trying to test it as footing. See, they're right here. So they got above it, and now they came back to it. Boom, boom. They put their foot on like you test the ice before you jump off it. We'll see. This is to be continued tomorrow. But this is the level we were talking about earlier. So 148.35, 39. That's where they failed that last one. So this is not specific to Apple. This works on any time frame on any chart ever. So let me see if I can look at the Qs. Oops. Few Qs. Okay, so that's the QQQ. Same thing. I want to see them take out this prior fail. This is 5-minute increments, so that's short term. Okay, I zoom out 2 hours. Perfect. Same like the S&P. Actually, let's go to 240, maybe even the daily. Okay, so look at this. These are the Qs. That's the NASDAQ ETF. So bounced, support. Right? Bounced, support. Huge accident. Same accident as the SPY. They came back to it. What do you think? Support or resistance? In my opinion, onus is on the bulls to show that it's not resistance. Until then, it is resistance. Because it was support. You know how they say prior support becomes forward resistance. Why? Because you had support, support, failure. Come back to it. Prove to me that you can take it back and use it as support. So what ideally should happen is a poke above, revisit to it to say, okay, now it is support again, so I can go up higher. That's why you see rallies that look like this, a dip and a rally, like a Z, or a fall, a bounce, and a fall. That's why these happen. Same logic. You fall to a place, you jump off of it, you try to test it, and you fail or you bump off. So these are levels, these are technicals. I am not a technician, but I watch these happen all day, every day, on any time frame. This was a 4-hour. Let me see if I can show you on a daily. So we'll zoom out too. There's a lot of noise, but that's the same box. It works. Let me see on a monthly. You can find consolidation levels. So, but we haven't had testing. Well, we haven't fallen too long for us to find an example that works out perfectly. And I'm under the gun. I don't want to let these videos go too long. Okay, so this is on a weekly level. Same chart. So we had a zone of resistance. They broke through it. Kind of support. So now we have a bottom of sorts. And then they used it as a big rally. They fell to it. They fell through it, and here we are trying to take it back. It's the same concept. All right, next signing out.